the minute is full of it. Getting pumped up on the little bright things I bought. But I know they'll never open. I don't know the young is the minute is full of it. Getting pumped up on the little bright things I bought. But I know they'll never open. But I know it's not forever.
I'm blue, never dee, never die. I get like this when I think I'm alive. It's true, I'm a freak of a guy, but don't blame me, I got a demon inside.
You can't stop this, I'm already out, bitch. On a mission to get it, and I won't quit until I got it in the palm of my hand. And you all understand why I do what I do and am who I am.
I don't know where I'll end up. Right now I'm at a rest stop. I just wanna make your head rock. Will I do it? They bet not, but I bet I can if I give it everything I got. Really only sentences, no need to be sensitive. Don't act like you never did anything regretful, bitch. Guess I'm a demented kid who's not getting better, so I'ma stay like this. I'll be fucked up forever. They're really only sentences, no need to be sensitive. Don't act like you never did anything regretful, bitch. Guess I'm a demented kid who's not getting better, so I'ma stay like this. I'll be fucked up forever. Please don't get offended, if you do I don't care. Just make sure everybody knows you're woke and aware. Just make sure everybody knows how you feel on social media. And when you Google facts, make sure you use Wikipedia.
Ready to fight, ready to die, and don't be coming outside. Getting fire, fire, baby. We're planning on your mission, the mission's complete. And nigga, I've been waiting for this. Your back is a bitch, and the bitch is on the period. Nigga, you got niggas with attitude behind the trigger. Steady, we pumping off this and black with these, we don't surrender. You want to deal with us, if you never split us, come and get us. And when you come get us, remember that you got to kill us. And you can surely believe that I'm bringing all my ammunition with me tonight. You can trying to kill us everywhere, cause we won't get the mark of the beast. Now like me, stay silent for me. Silent for me. And you can be silent for me. Then you can be his. And if you can be silent for me, then you can be killed for me. If you can be silent for me, then you can be his. And if you can be silent for me, then you can be killed for me. Ready for combat. You get heavily fuckers, steady lay them all flat, call back. You motherfuckers, I repeat, retreat. We're plenty each to be defeated. Oh, death, blood, and murder, baby. Silent situation. There's always the perfect assassination. And to the graveyard, nigga, where you brave hard. You play hard, now it's time for me to break Mars and take charge. We ready to the killing field, where the murder and the shit is real. Oh Lord, Lord, Lord.
is up? Good to see you guys. Man, should be a pretty boring one today. Just gonna finish up what we were talking about yesterday on the MamaMax sexual allegations that came up. So pretty much yesterday we went over who MamaMax is, what he does, and the sexual allegations that were out. Now we played his reaction video and him standing up for himself. And today we're going to go over we're going to go a little bit more in depth on a couple of these women's stories. And also we're going to look at a couple interviews and phone calls with, behind the scenes stuff with what happened. But yeah, it should be a good one. I thought we could start though, especially anybody watching on replay. I don't know what brought you here, but let's look at something funny. This really made me laugh when I watched this today. I think I shat myself, actually. Check it out. Hey! I'll zoom it in. Doesn't do it justice. I thought this was Spanish too. I think this is Middle Eastern of some sort. I don't know what. I can't understand, but they talk with they talk with a lot of hach. Looks like they're playing a good old prank. They pranked the pranker.
علاوي
Yeah. What language is that? It gets a lot funnier, don't worry. I think they're gonna fix him. They're gonna fix his deal. Why is he getting more mad at the short guy than the guy who cut his hair? That's probably my favorite part. Oh yeah. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's how I started my day. I woke up to that. That was probably the funniest thing I've seen all month. Pretty good stuff. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play the first part of this video. And then what this video does is it takes these women's allegation stories separately. So Haley, Lucy, Olivia, and the wrap up. We're going to focus, we'll play the beginning, and then we're going to play Olivia's story. Because the phone call that we're going to bring up is between Olivia and MamaMax.
Hello all. For those of you that are regulars to this channel, you know me as Magnetar. For everybody that's new here, specifically for this video, my name is Anthony. I am the same Anthony that is dating Haley, one of the 3 women in this particular video that is sharing her experiences with MamaMax. I wanted to get out and say that first because when this video was first posted, people were really confused why this channel was the one hosting this video and had all sorts of conspiracy theories. So that is why I am directly involved in this situation. situation, I'm listed in the police reports. So just to be clear, that is why I have been involved and why I have posted this here. I also wanted to update all of you on why this has been re-uploaded. And it's because the first video was taken down on July 27th, late in the evening. The day before, I had received 3 privacy complaints that YouTube had emailed me about, with varying timestamps throughout the video. It was about 11 minutes of Haley's story was claimed, or, there was a privacy complaint, and then a portion of Lucy's story as well. Those segments covered almost entirely Haley's background of Max, from, meeting in high school, going through UNT, as well as Lucy's discussion of Max's birthday and name change and his ID. So all of those things have been blurred in this video. His, new name on his ID, his graduation date at high school, so on and so forth. The reason why those were so important to us to include in the video is because of the statements that Max has made in public and other places. For example, his graduation date and his birthday.
So almost all of these videos that we watch, they've been reported by each other's audience, so they're all age restricted. Mine haven't been hit yet, but I'm just throwing out a warning right now. I wanted to have a trigger warning thing going down the bottom, but instead I'll put the copyright, getting fair use. Hopefully nobody will strike me. I don't think they will. Kind of a sensitive topic. I think I'm being fairly unbiased. But I have to do it. Let me just go ahead and tell you guys the videos we're looking at. There's a guy named Steve who interviewed MamaMax and made a video on behalf of him. There's also a video call with him. There's a video of a streamer who had, I think Olivia, or one of MamaMax's ex, call into his live stream. We have that call between Olivia and Max. And then another interview between Max and another streamer. So I don't know. This is all just turning into, it's very confusing and hard to follow, so thought I would do it right after last night while it's still fresh in my mind. I got a bit of stuff to do later on today, so I thought we could have a nice chill morning, afternoon stream. Just catching up on all this crap.
He's claimed publicly a number of times that he is different ages. He claimed privately to some of the women on this video and others that he was a different age as well. He's claimed in the past that he was 18 when he was actually 20, and that he was born this year or that year. So showing his birthday was important for that reason. In terms of his ID, everything was censored except for his city, his name, and his birth date. But now I have covered all of that. In terms of his name, the reason why it's important for us to show his first name and last name as it exists now is because on Craig's video that was posted a few months ago, supposedly debunking these claims, he mentioned that anybody could look up his name and see that there's no police reports filed against him. That was disingenuous because he's changed his name since the police reports were filed. So anybody who knew his real name as it is today and went looking would not find anything, which is why it was important for us to show his ID and compare it to the police reports and how he was, listed and named throughout high school and Haley's experience with him. I think that's all the forward that needs to be said about this particular video and its re-upload. I also just want to say that we will be putting together a more short form condensed video that's maybe 10 to 15 minutes long, summarizing these claims, the allegations that we're making and which ones that we believe are specifically criminal.
Yeah, I played this at the end of the video last night. We're replaying just a little bit here. But pretty much, yeah, part 2. This is so big, there might even be a part 3. Maybe we can get it all in today, though. Might be here for a few hours. Good to see you, Anna and Marissa and Jay Omen. Thank you so much for coming today. Oh, man. Do you guys like that funny video at the beginning? Some sort of Arabic language. I'm not sure what it was. Okay. So let's just do this. We're going to skip to Olivia's story.
I was a minor. We've got evidence of him dating me as a minor. I've shown my ID with my date of birth on it.
Jesus.
Which is the main thing. The main thing is that I'm the only girl that we know of that he's dated as a minor. I think he learnt from that experience and knew not to do it again, which is why he waited until Ollie was 18. He was, friends with her with the intention of taking it further when she was of legal age. So he's learnt from that. Or it could just be he thought of his image, because he knew that if online they found out he was dating a 17-year-old, regardless of the state's law, he would have looked bad. So Max is a massive narcissist. He takes advantage of insecure women and minors, evidently. He will isolate women and manipulate the situation to whatever suits his narrative, which is.
And this isn't Olivia, but technically Olivia's story starts here in the video, but this is still Lucy. Olivia's coming in here soon. We went over Lucy's story. I'm sure we'll touch on it again maybe another time, but I wanted to focus on Olivia, at least for the beginning, because she's the one who we have a phone call with.
Action. But at the moment it's just something.
And they were like, "You're a fucking liar." And
I was a minor. We've got evidence of him dating me as a minor.
God.
I've shown my ID with my action.
No, what? And there's a question why this is like age restricted. This is like the craziest receipt video war I've ever seen. I was telling, this isn't even a love triangle. This is like a hexagon. It's like an octagon of toxicity.
But at the moment it's just something I haven't thought about really. But if necessary, then I will.
hi guys, my name is Ali Wang, and unfortunately, I am one of Max's exes.
So that is a little bit too happy to be introducing yourself as a victim, I'm gonna say. I don't know. They don't even mention Sarah in this video. Isn't it weird that MamaMax's reaction video, he called Sarah the worst one? Yikes. Seahorse and SD, good to see you guys. Good to see you. I think it's an octagon, because there's MamaMax, which is a male creator, and there's 5 women who came out with allegations against him, and then there's another guy named Anthony, which is this YouTube channel Magnetar, and he's one of those girls' boyfriends. It's just crazy. Crazy. All of them have a little bit different stories, so we're just focusing on Olivia for right now.
How did we meet? So I had a friend, and he doesn't want me to say his name, but we had a mutual friend, and then our mutual friend invited me to go hang out with them. And it was me, my brother, my sister, and my friend, and Max, and we all went to Max's apartment. And we met him through a friend, but our mutual friend wasn't friends with him much longer than I was, so he didn't really know him that well himself. Okay. And then and I never had a boyfriend before. I just turned 18 when we met. I was only a month 18, and I never had a boyfriend before. I never even like held hands with a boy. So when I had a little crush on.
That is weird though, because at this point Max is like 24, right? Maybe 22. I don't even really know. I'm sure they're gonna say it.
Max, he could obviously tell. I mean, like, we were hanging out. We just started hanging out, kind of. I don't know how it really happened. I don't remember how it happened. We just started hanging out because of our mutual friend. And then one day he came over and it was just us two. And we were in his car. And then he kind of just went in for a kiss. And then from there, we just hung out a lot and started dating. So Max is 4.5 years older than me. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And he...
Yeah, so in the video and in the phone call we watch, I believe Max's defense, again, a weird kind of thing, is he's saying he's not 22, he was 21. So now it's coming back to me what happened. I don't know, though. I don't really like that. Newly 18 and then this guy's 21. I mean, the age, I just don't really like that too much.
He turned 23 in January. January is his birthday. And September is my birthday. So he's turned 23 because we started dating December 1st.
I
That
said
was our,
21. It was 23.
Anniversary date, I guess. And then a month later, he turned 23.
But 4 years ahead of 18 is 22,
Yeah,
though.
after dating for
Doesn't
like
make sense.
3 months.
Does that math add up? Being 4.5 years older than you, but when you're 18, he's somehow 23 or 24? That would be 5 or 6 years older. Unless I'm doing math wrong here.
We decided that he should move into my house. So he moved in with me and my parents. This is my parents' house. So he lived with me and my parents and my siblings. Okay, so at first, this was my first boyfriend, so I did not know how it was gonna go. I never even dated someone like short term or anything. So I didn't know what to expect, I guess. And he was like love bombing the fuck out of me, but I didn't know at the time that that's what it was. I thought we were just in love, you know? I thought it was like movie shit. And but in reality, he was just trying to throw so much love at me that so I think, oh, this is love. So when he stops doing that, I gotta think of that moment. Anyways, I worded that horrible, but it's okay. So in the beginning, I thought it was really great because he was love bombing me and kind of drowning me in his love. And he was so nice to me. And then we moved in together. And that's kind of when it went a little downhill. He started getting like neglectful and low-key kind of mean. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And then he stopped talking to me. Like, we lived together and we had 2 separate rooms. We had like an office and then we had a bathroom that connected and then our room.
They lived together? See, there's a lot of like little connectors to the story I think we're missing, but I'm getting the gist of it. I want to say welcome to Seahorse SD Lotus Midgel. Thank you guys for coming in today. Lotus, you watched after the stream, watched their interviews and stuff, confident that this guy is cluster B. I think absolutely it'd be cluster B. I just didn't know what, but I was leaning very borderline type of stuff we saw. The months could add up and make a big difference, yeah, because if you're 4.5 years older, then you could be like 5 age years away, depending on when they were born and stuff, yeah. Did they leave the crazy girl out of these video testimonies? Yeah, there's no Sarah to be found in this one. Oh, goodness. That was really funny, the Sarah situation. With Hannah, he had no boundaries, kept her from leaving, missed social cues, verbal cues, etc. And he even, like, to send a picture of self-harm, not sending a picture, but to make a social post so the world can see you're self-harming yourself. And I think he wrote down Anthony's name, Magnetar. Like, he wrote down her boyfriend's name. There's a lot of weird stuff. I know yesterday we saw stuff from both sides, but I hate to get biased towards one side. I just want to play it and point out what I see, but I just don't like anybody that's in here, I don't think. I feel bad, though. Maybe I would like them. I don't know. I don't know.
Room with the bed and stuff. And he would lock himself in his office and just sitting there all day. And then when I went to work, that's when he would go to sleep. Literally, he slept while I was at work for 8 hours. And then as soon as I came back home, he would go back in his office and lock himself in there. Yeah, actually, way after we broke up, he admitted that he was watching funky stuff. I don't know what YouTube censors. He was watching funky stuff all the time. He had an issue with it. And I think it started because I didn't want to get jiggy all the time.
Get jiggy? Anyway, I think she's the one who said that he had, what did she say? He would lock himself in the office and watch lolly porn. I don't know what lolly porn is. If you guys know what it is, type it in the chat without getting me reported. And she said that he liked hentai, which he used to do review videos about. There's still some original uploads, so I can't really argue that. Yeah, well, the thing is, most likely they're both a little cuckoo. It's scary, though, because you think all 5 of the other exes have teamed up together, joined forces to do this kind of... It's almost like a cancel culture type of thing, but then again, if women are getting abused, you want to hear them and see what they're saying. But when you're seeing contradiction after contradiction from both sides, and even like receipts that don't even mean anything or that contradict each other, it just makes you wonder, like, does it even matter from any of these people? It's still very entertaining, though, for me. Guilty pleasure.
So there was a ton of red flags, but again, he was my first experience in this. So I didn't know the difference between like red flags and green flags. And one of the huge, probably the biggest, and I should have known this one regardless of being knowledgeable. But the biggest red flag was when I was on my period and he was trying to convince me to go rubberless, I guess. And he was saying that you can't get pregnant on your period. Like, let's just do it. You can't get pregnant on your period. I was like, that just seems a little wrong. I just don't believe that. And then he was like, okay, I'll look it up. So he looks it up on his phone and he's like, yeah, it says it right here. Like, you can't get pregnant on your period. And then I was like, but can I see it? And he was like, oh, you don't trust me? You don't fucking trust me? I was like, I just want to see it just for my own reassurance. And he refused to show me and then like guilt tripped me saying, oh, you don't trust me. And then I was like, oh, I don't want him to think I don't trust him. So obviously I did what he asked.
This is so weird.
And then immediately afterwards, I go to the bathroom and I look it up myself. And it was obviously wrong. You can't get pregnant on your period. And I cried and I cried and then I cried. So that was the biggest red flag. Yeah. That was so stupid of me to even like let that happen. But I'm trying to think of another red flag.
If the only reason why they didn't have sex is because she didn't want to get pregnant, I don't know why they made an argument about that. Why didn't he respect your boundaries and why didn't she just say, I don't want to have sex, and why didn't he respect it? Why do they have to have an argue about periods? It just makes me uncomfortable as a host trying to do a show about this thing.
He would just do shit like that all the time, like try to convince me to do something, and if I didn't want to do it, he would guilt trip me into do it. So that was his biggest red flag. just doing shit like that. And I feel stupid not realizing it sooner. So before he was locking himself in his room, watching funky adult stuff, he would try, and while I was sleeping, he would come in the room and try to get jiggy with me. And
She really is trying to get jiggy with me. I think you're right. Will Smith is in there getting jiggy with it. I think that's the third time she said jiggy.
there was times where I was like, no. And then he would like get angry. And he keeps claiming that I was like asked for it. And I really didn't. I think I did give him permission, and then he did it, and then I was like, I don't like it at all, actually. I hate this. And he didn't really take it seriously when I took it back. So yeah, he would do that, and he did it a lot. Like probably for like a month straight, he was just doing it. And like it was like at 7 a.m. when I was sleeping hard. He would just come and wake me up like that. So actually that's when we broke up and we lived together, when we broke up, and the day I broke up with him.
Thank you guys for coming in. Good to see you, Morph. Good to see you, Jesse. It's been a while since we've seen you, Jesse. Thanks for coming in. Get jiggy. Get jiggy. Don't forget his ambitions as a rapper. Remember we seen him yesterday? He has got it all. Yeah, Lotus, she is young. Both her, and yeah, to say jiggy being so, she's ahead of her time, but just to point out her and also Lucy, so 2 of the 5, Lucy was allegedly 17 when they met, and then Olivia was 18 when they started dating, but I don't know if she was 17 when they met. This is all just kind of hard. Morph, you're going to have to tell me that in layman's terms. I swear to God, I can't even understand that one. We have a cycle of serving whims of certain people, being nice, lay down and take it, even if it's uncomfy. What does that mean? I'm a simple man. No, I'm just kidding.
The day right after he moved out, like got all this shit and moved out. So, but I broke up with him because he was being so super neglectful. I did not break up with him for the actual things that he did to me, because at the time I didn't realize, and I thought, oh, he's my boyfriend, it can't be this or it can't be that, because I thought it's your boyfriend. But even though it is your boyfriend, girlies, it is still that. Okay, anyways. So he moved out.
That is a lot of examples right there, Lotus. I'm just going to list them off. Violent images of women, controlling, manipulative, deceptive, bad boundaries, Jeez, I can't freaking talk with my mouth. Imposition, unwanted / unsolicited touch, contact, stalking, showing up, destabilizing, projection, fast moving, and there's more. Name change, harassment charges, always projecting his behavior onto them, different personalities / voices, lied about his age. Man, I think you're right. Definitely borderline, but there's so much overlaps, right? So much overlaps. Yeah, I'm honestly interested. I've watched a little bit here and there, but we're going to hear interviews with him and a couple of people. Unfortunately, they're going to be a little biased, and the one is with Olivia, right here, Olivia and Max, so that's not really bias, it's just a receipt call, but we'll be able to hear his side.
The day after, and then, and I felt literally like so much weight was lifted off of me. I was like relieved that I was like, finally I fucking did that, because this is something that was on my mind for a minute, wanting to break up with him. And when I finally did it, I cried like tears of like relievedness. Like I was like, fuck, finally. So I wasn't really heartbroken because it's something I was already heartbroken over like a month ago in my head. And then he kept coming over after a week and like at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And he kept coming over uninvited. I didn't really invite him at all. And I did not want to see him, but he wanted to see me. And then finally my mom called him and was like, if you do this again, I'm going to call the cops on you because you're coming like so late and they're asleep and uninvited. That's probably the biggest issue. But then he knew my family schedule. He knew when my parents went to work. He knew when my brother went to work. And he knew when I went to work. And he came at a point where he knew my parents were gone. And it was right before my shift at Subway. And he came in my room and he shut the door and he locked it, like uninvited. And I was just sitting on my bed across the room doing my makeup for work. And I was just like, what the fuck are you doing here? And then he's like, please take me back, Olivia. Please, I regret everything. Like, I'll do better this time. Like, I promise. And then he was just crying.
Yeah, I don't remember Max bringing this up either in his debunking video when he's going over this. What devil's advocate, there's so much you can't go over everything, but yeah, showing up at your house uninvited, coming in, shutting the door and locking it while your parents are gone, a young adult, even though you're 18, she's kind of like a kid, kind of. If that's true, that is not good at all, man. Pretty messed up. I would love to have somebody do that to my daughter when I'm home.
And saying that he wants me back. And I was like, no, I don't want to be with you. Like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, this is fucking scary. And then I told him no. So then he got angry. Like, he went from like, I'm so sad to like instantly when I said no, like he was angry. And then that's when it got even scarier. And so I had his mom's necklace and I was so like, he was trapping me in my room. So I threw it at him and then trying to get him out. I don't know why I thought that would work, but then he throws it back way harder than I threw it. And then.
So again, I'm not picking sides. I'm just saying it seems like there's pieces missing here. Did she really just, being scared with adrenaline, subconsciously rip off her necklace because she knows it was sentimental to Max because it was Max's mom's, and she threw the necklace at him and he threw it harder back at. Is there more to the story there, or is that just simply what happened? I don't know.
There's a box next to my door with like miscellaneous shit, and it had a webcam that he gave me. It was a Logitech webcam, and he threw it at me. He just kept throwing shit at me. And the webcam, he threw it so hard that it broke, like in half. Yeah, and then at that point, I'm just fucking bawling. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, my parents are almost home. I have to go to work. Like, get the fuck.
And no matter whether he's throwing it at her, the wall, the floor, whatever, if you're throwing stuff hard enough to break it and it's not your house, you're in a locked room, that's just, yeah, definitely criminal behavior at that point. True Crime with Sunshine, thank you so much for coming. Very glad that you're here. Stick around. We always have pretty fun live streams. Today we're going over MamaMax, a little bit, different than the usual stuff, but pretty interesting. Midgel, me too. If this were my sister, my dad would have gorilla smashed the shit out of that guy. Yep, if you hadn't got to him yet. Showed up at high school, never having been there, walked in, unexpected, uninvited 6 times with 2 women pushing contact. Wow. Asks chill until someone says no. Acts chill until someone says no. I would hate to see such young people fight like that. Me too. Yeah. That would be freaking scary. Just overall, just the general thing of him going in there, shutting the door and locking it. That's like just uninvited, no parents home. I mean, I do feel like she kind of embellishes a couple parts there. For instance, she said, he knows when my brother worked, he knows when I worked, he knows when my parents wouldn't be home. You know, what if they were dating and part of their routine was to like hang out around those times? That doesn't mean he's a stalker, but that also doesn't mean he's not a stalker. I'm just saying the way she called him a stalker didn't make sense. You would have to have other details than him knowing your routine and your family's routine. Because if you guys were dating and living together, of course he would know that. But I think he's scary too. I'm not trying to defend. I just want to keep throwing that out there. I'm just throwing out all the thoughts from all sides as I get them. Ah, man.
And then as soon as he heard my parents are almost home, that's when he was like, fine, I'll leave. And then he left. And then after that, after he left, maybe like a couple of days later, he told everyone I cheated on him, which I never ever cheated on him. He called me. He kept spam calling me. And this is when I started working at Walmart. So like literally a week, I was working at Subway. Now I'm working at Walmart. And he calls me on my breaks at Walmart and telling me that he was like so fucking mad at me because I started dating another guy, even though we were broken up, and he told everyone I cheated on him, even though we were not together. He told me he was gonna unalive himself. He told me that I unalived our children, and like within the relationship
What
in the
children?
beginning, you know, like.
What the hell are you guys talking about? Otto, good to see you, man. The Kokomo Smackdown starts today. What is that? Is that a race? Or is that some kind of fights? Oh, it's probably a race. Man, get that bastard on film, dude. Undercover paparazzi, automobiles on the case. Catch Mr. Klein slipping. Lotus says they weren't together then, though, right? He's just creepier in that day. I'm not sure what in the timeline that was. Let's see. Touching her nose while talking. It's an adult version of covering the mouth, hiding something, or knowing she's not entirely truthful but trying to make things look better than they actually are. On the side of body language. Didn't notice that one, J. Omen. Yeah, were they talking about future children? I'll back it up 10 seconds because I think she's still explaining it. It caught me off guard talking about children. They are children, right? Weird. Go about 10 seconds. Damn, that's about 20.
He told me he was going to unalive himself. He told me that I unalived our children, and like within the relationship in the beginning, you know, like people like come up with, oh, our future baby names, and all the names we made up, he listed them off, saying, oh, you killed this baby and that baby, and like, what about like my little girl? Like she's.
Oh yeah, hypothetical future imaginary babies. He killed their kids that they hadn't had yet. Really strange. I wonder what the context was under. Was it under some kind of sick humor, or was it literally some crazy shit? And especially, I don't know. I don't think it's nice to do that because, I don't know, the more stories from women I've heard, there's a lot of stories of like miscarriages and stuff like that. And it gets really sad when you start talking about that, and it triggers some people. Not something I would joke about, especially outside of like one-on-one joking DMs or something. I don't know. Whatever. Not getting political here. Stalkers do not respect labels. Over 9 years of it. Some are so fixated that they already invested and it turns into a life purpose. Like a mission. There's a Erotomaniac thing. I gotta look that up. I think actually at the end of this we might look at that. Todd Grande. We haven't seen him in a while, Dr. Gangster. He does a good... And it's probably not even that, but it might play a role. Like the Fatal Attraction stuff might play a role, but what is it called? Eroto something, where they kind of fantasize them as a celebrity. I'm not saying they did that to Max, though maybe Sarah did, but it seems like Max does that to them. Erotomania. See, do you see that being around? I'm just kind of guessing, but I don't know.
Dead. She's dead because of you. That's what he fucking was yelling at me on the phone, and I'm just on my break at Walmart, like fucking crying, because like, how could you say, threatening to unalive himself? And I didn't know what to do in this situation. So I think I texted his sister and his mom, and I was like, can you check on Max? He's telling me a lot of scary stuff. And I don't like it. And then after he told everyone, like all of his friends were telling me how big of a piece of shit I am and how they never seen Max hurt like this before. And then I was like, I never cheated on him. And they were like, you're a fucking liar. And then his fans are mad at me, telling me to K-word myself. And it was just a little wild. I never cheated on him.
Wow. I agree with you 100%, Midgel. Too many people lie in these situations, sadly, and it makes it really hard for real victims to come forward and prove their case. And not saying that she's lying here, though, not saying that. I agree with you. And all around, all these 5 women and Max, a lot of it is just hearsay. And then the receipts that they provide, I've already said, some of them are like bogus, some of them are just... Like, receipts are meant for proofs of, what did you guys say yesterday? Like, crimes and money. So if there's sexual assault or sexual harassment, yes, that's something that a receipt needs to be taken. But they're, like, giving receipts for feelings and for random shit and for dogs. I don't know what they're doing sometimes. After watching this video unedited from yesterday, Anna says she seems the most genuine. I tend to believe her, too. And I honestly believe Hannah a lot, too. I was telling you guys I even believe Lucy a lot. I don't know. I don't know, though, because when we play the phone call between Olivia and Max, she says she only broke up with him because he was boring. That kind of caught me off guard. But then again, what are you going to do when your abuser's on the other end of the phone? I don't know. Thank you, Morph. Morph says, erotomania, also known as Declarenbalt syndrome, is a psychiatric syndrome characterized by the delusional belief that one is loved by another person of generally of higher social status. But I'm guessing it doesn't always have to be higher status, but that's where, because they kind of worship them, put them on that pedestal. She says that she has a brother. Unless he's much younger, I cannot see anyone treating someone's sister this way. I've always been the family enforcer, though, and had to... Yeah, I don't know if this is the right girl, but yesterday we were shown receipts. I think it was Hannah's... No. Anyway, Max was kind of grooming one of these women through her younger brother. I get them mixed up. I don't know if this was her or another one.
And then, you know what the crazy part is, too, is that maybe a year and a half later, the same friend that was like, you're a fucking liar, you're a piece of shit, told me that, like, hey, I just hope you know you're right about Max. Like, he is a piece of shit. And I was like, I literally told y'all that. But whatever. Oh, and something I do want to note is that when we first started dating and he was like love bombing me and shit, he was telling me about how horrible Lucy was and about how horrible Haley was. And he told me him and Haley dated, which Haley told me they never did. So, and then he told me that Lucy cheated on him. He told me that Sarah cheated on him. He told me that Haley like led him on and cheated on him.
Did he tell you that Sarah raped him, or is this Max saying that Sarah raped him brand new? That's another thing we haven't got to yet.
He told me all of his girlfriends were fucking horrible. And like obviously I believed him because we were dating. And then as soon as we broke up, and then a week later, he did the same exact thing to me. So then I was like, so I bet you none of his ex-girlfriends actually did any of that shit. And they're not the crazy ones. He's just making shit up.
That's where it gets dangerous, because remember yesterday one question posed was, is it possible that he did one of these women wrong and they all teamed up and, you know, some of this stuff they're saying is not right? But now it's looking more like maybe 3 or even 4 of them weren't in the wrong. Maybe even like someone like Hannah and Lucy and Olivia, maybe they're right. I don't know, guys. Still trying to reserve judgment so I can look at it from both sides, but it's just not looking too great. I'm just saying, though, this is where it gets dangerous, because look how she's talking and how some of us are probably all thinking, does this mean that all of the women are right? Because, I mean, look how crazy he is. Does that mean that he did it to all of them the same? It's hard for me to think like that. I don't want to, anyway.
Like, and he's doing the same fucking process every fucking girlfriend. And like Paulina and Lucy have told me stories that he's done to them, and I have such similar stories. And that's why I know they're 100% telling the truth, because how could they have something so similar happen to them? I never told them what happened to me, but it's something like just in our own way, in our own time frames. So he's just doing the same shit to different girls. So, yeah. And then he somehow convinced me to be his friend again, because he's like, Max is fucking smart. That's the thing. Like, people think I'm like calling him dumb. No, he's smart. He's smart as shit, and he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. And he's like really good with making people like him. So he convinced me to be his friend again. And we were hanging out one day, and our friends were supposed to be there at this movie. And somehow they all canceled, and it was just me and him. And so we go watch the movie, and he's trying to hold my hand and shit. I'm like, Max, this isn't a date. Like, I just want to make that very aware this isn't a date. And I said that straight up. So, like,
okay,
I
she
wasn't
told him it
giving
wasn't
him
a
any,
date.
like, signals
Didn't want to be
or,
touched.
like, anything.
No mixed
I was very
signals.
clear that this was not a date.
Okay.
And then we go back to my house, and then we're sitting on my bed, kind of, like, right in front of each other. And I'm wanting to show him my new favorite song. It was such a cute song, and I was playing it, and I was like my room was like dim, and I was swaying to it with my eyes closed, just listening to it, and then all of a sudden he just kisses me. Like, even though I've said this is not a date 100 times, he still just went and just fucking kissed me. And then at that moment I told him, like, get the fuck out of my house. And then I was angry with him all over again, and I didn't want to see him anymore. And he knew I didn't want to see him anymore. And this is where the screenshots of his conversation with my brother come in. He tried to convince my brother to lie for him.
Okay. Yep, this is the same one then. It wasn't a different girl. You're right, Anna. It was when Max tried to get her brother to lie for him. Morph says, it's easy for abuse to be normalized when it seems not aggressively violent. It's a slippery slope. Psychological warfare, whether they're meaning to or not, know any better. Same here, Midgel. Even though, I still want to see both sides of the story. And that's why not only do I have people who made video on behalf of him, but I also got the phone call straight up with him and this lady. And then another couple interviews. I want to see what he has to say about it, really. Interesting. I need to see what his vids say, but I'm more inclined to believe you because of the post you make about prior subjects and seem to be... Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. Yep. Crazy.
So he had an excuse to come and see me. And in the screenshots, he even says, I don't want her to be in a position of power. No one says that unless they're fucking insane, you know? So he didn't want me to be in a position of power, because if he came to me, he saw it as I was like higher than him or something. And I would have never even thought of it like that in my own head. Like I would have never thought, oh, I'm in a position of power right now. Like that's not something, it's like, that's not something that goes through my fucking brain. But it goes through his, and he didn't want me to be like in a position of power, I guess. So he wanted to lie to me. And he wanted my brother to lie to me. And my brother was like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. The red line in the screenshot is crossed out because it involves my brother's ex-girlfriend, and my brother doesn't want her involved because she had no part of the story. But yeah, there was just a bunch of little shit that Max did that was horrible. And I didn't realize it was horrible at the time.
Okay. That was good. And we'll probably come back referring to this video if we decide to do another live stream about Lucy or Hannah. Sorry, Haley. Was there even a Hannah? Because there was a Paulina and a frickin' Sarah. I think we were mixing up Hannah with Haley. Because if there's a Hannah, I don't know. Very nice. Okay. The next video that we're going to watch, let's just go to this phone call. It's uploaded on a throwaway account on Unlisted, and it was just linked in MamaMax's new video. So this is probably just a throwaway account of his. You know, you go to the page and there's no other videos. You can't really see anything. So here it is.
You got that? You just gave me. Hello. Hello. How's it going?
Fine.
Oh, thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Are you in the mental headspace to talk about this kind of stuff?
No, I think I'm gonna kill myself right now.
Oh, we don't have to like go into anything in particular. Like I just wanted to see what was up.
No, because you said you wanted to talk to me about a TikTok I made.
Well, okay, so we can
So
get
just get straight to the point, because I don't know why you're trying to act like we're friends.
I'm not trying to act like we're friends. I'm just trying to be cool.
Yep. This is the guy, Mitchell. This is Max talking to the girl that was just on video. And just being fair, I'm just going to say this is a total mood change on both sides. I mean, Max is playing calm and collective. He's obviously he's aware that it's being recorded, so he's trying to look good. And then you got Olivia, who's already mentioned unaliving herself, as she says. So yeah.
Cordial, and if it's going to be hard for you to talk about, we don't have to go right
It's
into
not
it.
hard. Nothing is hard for me to talk about. I just don't want to waste time by asking me how my day is going, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, why say all these things?
What do you mean?
Like, there was, like, a bunch of accusations, like, that I was abusive, and all this different shit that I don't know.
I mean, tell me what part of the video I lied in.
Oh my god, like 50% of it, you were like saying all the things that I did, but weren't talking about like why. Like, for example,
What
like
was the reason?
so.
Why'd you do those things?
Well, that's the part you left out. Like the okay, so you mentioned like holding hands in the movie theater, right?
Yeah, but you could clearly, I don't know if you can't like read body language or something, but I was clearly uncomfortable. I told you beforehand that, no, you're going to let me finish my sentence. Thanks. I clearly told you, and I vividly remember this, that this was a friend thing. And then you kept trying to make moves with me, and then no, you're going to let me finish my sentence. And then later that day, I was trying to show you a song, and you did try to kiss me. Do you not remember that? 'Cause
I do remember that.
So
Okay.
Okay, are you done? I was letting you.
come on.
Clearly, do you not know how to like talk to a person? Clearly don't like them.
Okay. Well, there was all this behavior where you were like on and off with me. Like you were sending me nudes. I think you remember.
No,
that.
that's literally a lie because I've never seen one before like that.
That is not true.
It is.
Yeah, you were. I know you remember. Like you were
No,
even
I
saying.
don't. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm literally naked all the time on the internet. So sending nudes really isn't that special to me. And I don't remember sending you nudes. And I never did because I never even sent pictures like that before.
Yes, you did.
No, I
And
didn't.
along with the holding hands thing, we had held hands before. Like you don't remember Nebraska's Furniture Mart?
No. I told you that specific day that I didn't want to. And then when you kissed me, bro, I cried.
I remember.
Okay.
And I had whiplash from that because it was like you. Okay, so this
No,
is.
you're acting like you can't read my motherfucking body language.
I was
And
reading it.
even if you
I've never heard it. Well, just saying, I've never heard that argument. You're acting like you can't read my body language. Usually the argument is you're acting like I can read it. Like I can't read body language, Weird, because the way that she said in her video was that she had told him, I think she even brought up multiple times, that it was just a friend thing, and she told him they just want to be friends. Yeah. Midgel, so he's admitting to the behavior she described, but says that he can explain. That's what it sounds like. Some of it seems like he would maybe try to call out his lies, but I don't know. I agree with you, Jesse. He's definitely controlling, and even if that means letting her go off and be like, no, you're going to let me you're going to let me finish my sentence. Thanks. He's not going to speak his mind and be like, laugh at her. He knows that he's going to leak this call and use it, so he's definitely trying to be on his best behavior, you know what I mean? And that's what you meant, missing out on social cues by the body language thing. I don't know.
didn't read it, I was so clear on everything that I said. I was so honest. I was like, hey, let's not do that.
Okay, can you let me finish like I did for you? When it came to the on and off thing, even at the movie theater, like in the reclining seats, you were putting your legs on mine, so it wasn't that out of left field for me to ask you to hold hands. I wasn't forcing you to hold hands. I put my hand out and then you held it, and then you're like, this feels wrong, so
And
I
I literally never even said you forced me to hold hands. I never said that.
I think that's what you implied.
No, I didn't. But wherever you think I did, please send me the clip. So, because I want to see. I want to see where I said that.
Okay. I can get that for you. But
Okay.
anyway, I didn't think, and when I kissed you, it was like you put on that song, you closed your eyes, and like you were just on the side of your bed, and I was like, and it was like the exact same thing with when the first time I kissed you, like when we were in my car, and it's like you were.
Yeah, but before, when you kissed me the first time in your car, I thought you were actually gonna be like a great person. And then when you kissed me after that country song I played, I didn't like you in that way at all. Like I didn't even barely like you as a friend.
Then why go on like these semi dates
Because
with
you
me?
are a narcissist and you kept making me feel like you genuinely gave a shit about me and you didn't. So you're so good at
What is that overlay of voices in the background? Do you guys hear that? I have headphones on it. I know Max puts weird Easter eggs in some of his videos. Is he putting sound bites of Olivia and conversations behind this, or kind of weird?
And you kept making me feel like you genuinely gave a shit about me and you didn't. So you're so good at pretending that you do.
I do. I mean, that's why I'm wanting to call you now. Because I want to.
I really don't believe you. Because if you gave a shit, then
I think I'm listening to the clips playing behind this, and I think it's just the original video of her talking.
Why did you threaten to kill yourself? Or why did you tell everyone I fucking cheated on you?
Oh,
why
yeah,
did you tell
you beat me
I'm a
to it,
murderer to
Anna.
our unborn children? Why did you
Yes.
tell me all those things?
All that
Yeah,
shit.
you did all
Yes.
that.
Yes. That was manipulative of me, and I was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
for that.
it was, and that made me go fucking crazy. And then you told everyone I was the fucking crazy one. Oh, she's mentally ill because you made me mentally ill. Oh, she's depressed. Oh, she can't handle shit because you made me that way.
I'm sorry that I put you.
No,
through
you're
all that.
not. But thank you for pretending.
No, I am. Like, it was wrong of me. Like, I remember the way I treated you after I found out about. I was slut shaming you. I was a genuine piece of shit. I know I was.
Yeah, you are.
Well, he admitted to slut shaming her. He has a lot of admissions in there. I don't know, guys. Some of the if he's admitting to it, there has to be some kind of a. Yeah, if somebody called me a narcissist and said it was my fault, I'm a narcissist that you spent so much time with me, I'd be like, hell no, it's not my fault. But him on the other hand, he's straight up admitted it and then said sorry for slut shaming you. So, I don't know. Weird.
And no, yeah, I am genuinely sorry about all that. You don't have to forgive me.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even believe you. But thank you.
It's okay. Like, you don't have to. I'm not.
Yeah, I know I don't.
And we were friends for a
But-
severe anxiety disorder version. Like,
I
never
mean,
even saw me as like.
You can read it all like I'm just
I was
being
like,
narcissistic
okay, but
and I
can we
want
just be
to.
friends? I didn't remember I said this one else. So
Yeah,
much that he told
I
all
get
of
it.
his friends, literally told all of his
And-
friends that I cheated on him. Told everyone. And then all of his 15.
I'm not asking you to be my friend or anything.
Which, by the way, one of his
I
friends
just
was
want to.
like, wish you would have believed me when I told you. And here's a little bit of that. He knew everyone's schedule.
Just clear the
just
air,
me.
like,
And he.
and own up to what I did.
What?
Yes,
How
I
could you
did.
betray me like this? In my
I did,
bed,
like-
crying, by the way.
Do
Does MamaMax have somebody edit his videos? Because what is going on here? Between the clickety clacking and her testimony playing in the background, was this edited in, or is this something that he did in the background? This is just weird.
Make me seem like I was the crazy one when
Yes.
in reality you were making me crazy.
I was absolutely obsessed. I will not even deny that. Like, it
Mhm.
made me.
He said absolutely obsessed. Remember yesterday he admitted to being obsessed with Haley. So this is two admissions of literally being super obsessed. And then the slut shit. I don't know. If he admits to that much, it just makes you wonder what else is going on.
Because I did. Anyway,
You did what?
I did love you, like when we were together. And I mean, there's a reason why I moved in and wanted to help you and do all these things. And when did, and yes, during the end of our relationship, I was like getting sick of you and you me.
And like watching porn and basically internet cheating on me
Correct.
without me knowing.
Correct.
Correct?
Yeah. And then you questioned why I was so insecure. And then when we broke up,
Kind of weird that he had to bring up the word love too. He said that he did love her. This is just kind of so weird. So weird to try to break this down. It's like a weird conversation I don't even understand. Being aware of being obsessed might be progress. At least not fluffing it soulmates or true love. More if that's a good point. I'm kind of laying it on too thick. And I did say that. I did appreciate the honesty yesterday. I just hated that I started this video yesterday being a big MamaMax fan. And I just feel a little bit let down and disappointed that this is all happening. A little cynical. She did... Did she say internet cheating on me? Yeah, she said that he was watching porn and cheating, and then he agreed to it. He's agreeing to everything. Like, everything she's saying, he's like, yeah, you're right, correct.
and then you asked me to get back together, and then you bragged about all the bitches you fucked on Tinder. You remember
Well,
that? That was kind of funny.
I wasn't bragging. You asked me about it, and I was telling you.
No. And you were laughing about it. And you're like, oh, yeah, one was named Lily. Yeah, and I ate her out. I was like, what the hell? After you neglected me for months, and so I finally found a guy that didn't want to neglect me.
Yes, exactly.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Like, anything that I made you feel was...
That's typical trying to make her jealous behavior. Why would you talk about that with another girl?
literally a consequence of the way you made me feel first.
No, yeah, I was a spiteful bitch.
He admitted he was a spiteful bitch, too. Damn.
Yeah.
And I know I was.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're self-aware.
Yeah, and I am sorry for all that. Like, I want to be able to make it up to you, but I know I don't need to. Like, you're past it.
No, because it still affects my current relationships. Every single relationship I've had after you, I've been the most insecure I've ever been because of you. And like 99% of my insecurity is your fault. I'm so scared that they end up neglecting me. I'm so scared that they secretly hate me. I'm so scared they're going to call me annoying like you did. You would call me annoying.
Damn, 99% of her insecurity is his fault. It's possible. I just look at my own experiences, and when I see somebody adding to negativity, or what was I, when they are, I had the perfect word for it yesterday when I was thinking about it. Like, they can, they're not forcing you or making you make these decisions, even if God, I can't think of that word. Is that how see, I'm missing some of these stuff that you guys are bringing up too. Did he refer to her like his property? I can understand if it's happening so much it's affecting the relationship, like an addiction, but it's not really cheating if he's not like chatting and doing live cams and stuff. I agree with that 100%. I don't think watching porn is cheating unless it's like affecting everything, or there's no sex or something. Definitely has to be communication, like texting or pictures and stuff, yeah. What the hell am I trying to think the word? I'm not going to get it. Influence. There you go. It's definitely possible that people have influenced my decisions, but overall it's me. I'm at fault. So I just don't like how she's saying all of her insecurities, which I'm sure she could say that about other stuff. All of her negative is all of his fault. I just, I don't know. Both sides.
They're gonna make. I'm so scared they're gonna hate doing anything with me. Like that one time or the few times that I asked you to take me to work and you would make me pay you $1. You remember for gas? That was so embarrassing of you.
Yes.
I'm so you did not love me because you weren't even willing to do that for me.
No, you're right. But with the annoying thing, I think that was more thing because
Did he just laugh at her? Like, that seemed like a joke, but to her it didn't seem like one. He made her pay $1 for gas. She's saying, you did not love me. You treated me like that. And he just kind of laughed at it and said sorry. Weird.
I remember you talking to me about that. I don't ever remember.
Y'all both, literally both of y'all convinced me I was the most annoying person in the world. And now I'm so scared, or I'm probably mostly healed from it, but I was so scared for so long of being annoying. You and both suck.
I guess so.
It's like my first 2 boyfriends ever had to be like the worst. Because Gavin had a drinking and a smoking problem, and then you had a porn addiction. It's just like, can I just not get a normal person?
Mm-hmm.
What was that about?
I don't know, just living in the same place made me...
Do any of you guys type that fast? I don't think I could. I still have to look at my keyboard when I type. It really freaks me out, those kind of people that can just go to town without looking. Just look at their screen and type like that. Where are you from? Outer space?
Yeah, it was too much. It was too overwhelming. And
Yeah, and you
I know
never
you
tried
felt
to
the
tell me
same.
that.
Same thing with those fast finger textures with the phones. Just how do you? This is annoying me. No wonder it's unlisted.
Huh?
I did feel the same, but I was so honest with you about every single feeling that I ever felt, and you never told me, like, hey, I'm kind of going crazy. So I broke up with you and kicked you out of my house.
No, yeah, and I held it all in because I didn't want to put it on you.
Okay, it doesn't matter. That part literally doesn't matter. What do you want? You want me to delete the TikTok?
I mean, I'm not...
Isn't that what this is really about? You just want me to delete the TikTok?
No, it's more about just trying to clear the air. Like, if you want to keep the TikToks up, it's fine. Like, you can. I just,
Yep, that's all you need to hear. What was that? These people are just too immature for a relationship. Yep, I know enough after hearing that. If you need to leave the TikToks up, that's enough to know. If it's hanging on some kind of TikTok action, hang it up, man. Get out of it. Both of them. I do think they're both enjoying it, huh?
Not been in this situation
The
with either
drama.
me or
Maybe. I don't know.
any of your other boyfriends, like where you just you wanted to like scream, but you held it all in
because she's acting like, I know I can't say that she's acting like she enjoys it because she like hates him, but it seems like they both are enjoying being like spiteful, kind of. I don't know.
because you don't want to cause issues with them, and then it just builds up.
No, I've never been in that situation. You know why? It's because I'm so honest with everything I feel, and I know how to communicate in a relationship.
But even
So no,
then, like,
I never dealt with that.
when I moved out, you didn't even
Mhm.
tell me why. You made it about like you were crying all the time, and I was trying.
Yeah, at the time I genuinely did not know anything. You were making me go crazy. I was being neglected. I was like, I don't even have a boyfriend. I'm dating a wall. So I'm going to break up with him.
Yeah.
And I kicked you out. And then that was that. I broke up with you literally because you were boring, to say the least. We never hung out. We never did anything. We never saw each other. Even though we lived together, we never did anything. I was bored as shit.
Yeah. I guess it was just the wrong time for me.
Or maybe we just...
This was the short clip that MamaMax included in his video, which was he was saying this is how he debunks Olivia because she admits that the only reason she broke up with him is because he's bored. But as we can see here, there's a 32-minute phone call that we didn't hear.
We're never supposed to be together.
I mean, that too. I mean in the sense, like, I neglected you specifically because I wanted to work. I don't know if you remember, but it was like a huge transitionary period for me. And I was trying to like make something out of YouTube while also getting this other job, and because I wanted to keep living with you and pay your parents' rent. But at the same time, I wanted to just get the fuck away from everyone and be on my own.
So you should have just moved back in with your mom.
Yeah, and I did.
Yeah, after I kicked you out.
Well, okay. You say you kicked me out. It was a mutual agreement, like, we thought it was right.
Okay.
Right?
I don't care. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
Okay. But yes, it was a mutual agreement. Like, you were always crying all the time, and it's like, what can I do? What can I do to make this better? And you're like, maybe we just need space. Maybe, and even
maybe
if, like,
we should have just broken up.
Well, we neither of us had said that, but we were both thinking it. And I mean, we were right to break up. We're not compatible.
What's your star sign?
What?
I think I'm Aquarius.
Okay.
What's a star
What are
sign?
you?
I'm a Libra.
Get the hell out of here.
I don't know what any of that means. I'm just
I don't
curious.
know.
Why would you bring...
Then why ask?
So I could look it up later.
Do you often look back?
This is very, very crazy, very toxic. Like, see what I mean? They're enjoying this. Freaking Aquarius and Libra.
At our relationship? Well, I assume you do, since it affects your current relationships.
I don't really think about you. I mean, it affects my current relationship now, but it's not like I'm thinking about you.
No, yeah.
It's like
not
something
thinking about
from the past.
it, but like thinking or suffering the consequences or rewards of the end of our relationship.
I've never heard of that
What
referred
do you
to
even,
as star
can you say
sign.
that in like a stupider way? 'Cause I don't understand the words you're saying.
Do you blame our relationship for anything that's currently going on? Well, I already know about like the insecurity thing, but is there like anything else?
No, because there was nothing else to our relationship. Not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. Is there anything I can clear up about my behavior that could help you move forward and heal in your current or future relationships? Because I want to...
Why are you talking to me like you're a doctor? Why are you wording it like that?
That's how I word things, I guess. I don't know.
That's new.
I'm trying to just say it in the most clear way possible.
Like I said, it's because he knows, you know, this is... He knows it's being recorded. I mean, it's impossible to think she doesn't know that too. I mean, why would it not be recorded if they have a history like they do? This is all just so dumb.
Okay.
anything I can do?
No. No, what are
Right.
you supposed to do?
What if she did list stuff that was still going on besides her insecurities? He basically just asked her what problems do you have in your relationship right now, so he can bring it up later and use it against her, trying to get dirt on her. All an act. I'm 80% sure this happens in real life, but I think all these people are doing a podcast like play and no real court stuff, just example. Yeah, I have to look at that. The guy Anthony with the Magnetar channel, he said that there was police reports filed, but it was before Max changed his name. I'd like to check those out. I'd like to know what his name was and what he'd even changed it to, because it's obviously not MamaMax, unless that's what he changed it to, but I don't even know what his name is.
You can give me $10,000. That'd be cool. I'll never talk about you again on the internet.
That's all it takes, $10,000.
From you, yeah. That's all I need. I'll pretend I never even met you. I don't know who this man is.
Damn. She just said for $10,000 I'd forget that you existed. Don't know anything. And it was her who brought up the zodiac sign, like, isn't that just a little bit inappropriate? It just is so weird. Parasocial relationships. What is that called? Is that where it's like parasitic? Where they latch onto you? I'll have to look that one up. Or you can type it in the chat and I'll read it off. I'm sure I got that one wrong. EMDR is brilliant. In case you know anyone with PTSD, various trauma, cluster B personalities are treatment resistant. DBT works well with some BPD. That's a lot of BPD, PTSD, EMDR, cluster B, DDT. A lot of T's in there.
Just why all the weird accusations though?
They're not accusations, first of all, and second of all, because I'm so tired of seeing these fucking 13-year-olds making fan edits. My ex-boyfriend who made me go fucking crazy because he was fucking crazy.
So you're being spiteful.
I'm being mad.
Gotcha. But why bring okay, so you said this, I would try to have sex with you while you're sleeping, right?
Yeah, you did.
Well, you asked me to.
No, I withdrew it. I remember asking you, and I was like, that's weird, and it doesn't feel right, so I withdrew it.
Yeah,
and then you continued to do it.
Okay.
And then that's when. And then after that, that's when you got...
Hold on. These guys are fucking weird, man. She asked him to. He did it. She says she didn't like it, and then he did it again. Boundaries, man. Why don't people just... Boundaries.
The porn addiction.
No, okay. So this is how it went down, right? Every time you would ask me to do it, and when I would try to do it, you'd be like, cease. I don't know if you remember, that was our safe word. And then I would stop.
What was our safe word?
Cease.
I don't remember that.
Oh.
Okay. Yesterday, coincidentally, you guys were talking about with Keeks and BTS. That's why you have safe words. Well, I guess they had one, but I guess she doesn't remember, but he says their code word was cease. Weird.
Oh my god, you said...
This is so weird.
Said it all the time. Because, okay, do you remember when you'd say, are we going to be rapey or romantic?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
Oh, she does remember that.
And so we had the safe word, cease.
What the fuck?
And so when you asked me to wake you up with sex, you would be like, no, I'm too tired. And then I would stop. And then in the morning, you'd be like, why didn't you continue? And that would give me whiplash, what?
No.
Being her first boyfriend or second boyfriend, whatever it was, and she said she was a virgin, I think you're right about that. Young and probably hasn't developed her boundaries at that point. It's probably a good point. I don't think about that kind of stuff.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god, it happened 5 or 6 times.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, is there anything you do remember that I can
Here we go.
clarify on or clear up?
So you think when he's asking if there's anything else that he can clarify or clear up, do you think that's also an attempt to get information, or do you think he is genuinely trying to help? Because I always just got to remember that he knows it's being recorded and stuff. Yep, your hunch was kind of right. BDSM-ish, but not doing it well, or it is well and misunderstood. Yikes. Imagine if you don't have imagine not having boundaries and like healthy kind of stuff like that built up, but doing stuff like BDSM. Like that's a type of thing that requires boundaries and respect and a mutual understanding. So when you're young and you don't know what's going on and you're adventuring and doing all this weird stuff, recipe for disaster probably. You're kind of thinking the same thing there, him trying to trip her up again or trying to get something. Yeah. He's so dramatic, though. What's the point of this call? What's he documenting? Reliving its narcissistic need for validation. See, he the reason for it was, I think, to get that clip that he wanted, which was a few minutes that he put in his video, using it to debunk her, saying that she just broke up with him because he was boring. But he did post this call, you know, for receipts. So it's not about resolving a conflict for him. It seems like it's about being right. He seems to trying to reflect on what he did wrong, but I feel like it's only to fish something new to use against her or a new girl. Yeah, I'm honestly still trying to look, you know, be kind of 50-50 about it. It's just kind of annoying. I don't even want to be impartial or 50-50 because I just don't like them at all. Not anymore.
No.
Okay. I'm so sick of being enemies. Like, I don't want to be enemies with you. We don't have to be friends, but I don't want you going through this.
Going through what?
Like
being mad at you?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you care?
Because I fucking care.
No, you care because you want me to stop making TikToks about you.
Well, like I said, you can, if you want to make TikToks for the rest of your life.
No, I don't need your permission. I'm very aware. Thank you so much.
No, it's not my permission. It's my blessing.
Okay. Thanks for that.
My goodness.
Like, you are more than welcome to say whatever you like. It's freedom of speech.
What if I told the internet you tried to kill me?
That I try to kill you?
Mm-hmm.
Did I try to kill you?
No, but what if I did, like, actually start lying and saying the most horrible things?
I mean, I would...
Would you have an issue?
If it got to the point where people are like, can you respond to this, Max? Then I would be like, it's not true.
So how did you see my TikToks that I made? Did people not say, can you respond to this? Like, how did you even find them? Because I have you blocked on everything.
My Discord server members were like, Max, can you respond to this? And so
it is at that point.
Huh?
So it did get to that point.
Well,
you said if it ever gets to...
If it gets to the point where, like, fucking is talking about it, then that's when I would, you know, do like a one of those response videos, like my side type things.
Mm-hmm. And get a fake lawyer.
A fake lawyer?
And have a fake cop call me.
Okay, that was actually the actual police department.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
Because he called me on his personal cell phone.
He did?
So that's like, yeah, he called me on a personal cell phone. And then I tried to call the number back and it said, sorry, number cannot be called. So that was either a fake police or a sketchy-ass police.
Well, that's interesting. It was a real police. Okay, so what I did is I was like furious because, first of all, do you remember?
No. Oh wait, that.
Yes, that one. Anyways, she was cyber stalking me and like getting in contact with all of my exes, including Lucy and Sarah, who were calling you unstable, by the way. And I have the receipts for if you want to look at them.
I don't really give a shit what they think. And who's calling me unstable?
So he's saying that his other exes, I don't know if this is way before or what, but he's trying to cause some discord between those girls. He's saying that they were talking shit about her. I don't know if it's a little does he know type of situation when he know that he doesn't know yet that they were plotting against him this whole time. But goddamn. That is probably, yeah, if there's one word to describe this call, cringy. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that would be triangulation a little bit there. Especially given that it's been so much time, he's recording. There's a set motive for this call. I don't know. He's offering receipts. Crazy. How old are they in this call? Yeah, he's 26 now, but I don't know when this took place. Doesn't say in the description either. Not too sure. Well, actually, it has to be recent because they're referring to her she had just made those TikToks. So I think she just barely put those TikToks out at least this year. So it's not like one of those other situations where it's way back in the day. So yeah, she would probably be, hope I'm not mixing up girls, but if she's 4 years under, she would be 22 or 23. He'd be 26, 27.
Sarah and Lucy, because of
Why did they call me unstable?
Because of your spat with Lucy's boyfriend. Like, do you remember?
Oh, that was funny as shit. That was so funny, and that was nothing even serious to me. I was just bored that day.
No, I agree. But anyway, they had this like coup to cancel me. And so I started calling the police on all of them because it was cyber.
So why was I involved? Why'd you call the police on me?
Because you were talking to. So you.
Okay, no, that was your fault. And why do you have that thing on your YouTube channel in the community tab or whatever, talking about people are after me? Like, why do you still have that up?
Will you allow me to delete it? I'll delete it right now.
I don't care. It's just like. I mean, I haven't even checked it in a while, but I assume it's still up.
Yes.
But it's just odd.
It's because it's what I link to anytime, like, one of my exes is talking shit about me because they're being...
Isn't that odd that every single one of your exes talk shit, though?
It's not every single
like,
one.
At this point, it's your fault.
It's my fault for choosing them.
Okay, now we're gonna woman blame. No.
Well, I'm not gonna woman blame.
So is that post about me specifically or about everyone?
It was mostly about.
Okay.
And when I say I'm not trying to woman blame, I don't care what Lucy says, but Sarah.
Woman blame? What the hell is woman blaming? Woman blaming. I've heard of victim blaming. I've heard of incel. Is that like some kind of weird middle ground?
Had abused me. I think I told you that Sarah had been abusing me for like throughout our entire relationship. Still have pictures.
He still has pictures of Sarah abusing him. Do you guys remember in that video we watched yesterday? His proof was a picture of his arm and it looked like a cat scratched him. Crazy. So at this point, he hasn't even said that Sarah raped him. Because on his new video, he's talking about it wasn't even harassment or assault. He's saying that Sarah straight up raped him.
Of the wounds she caused. But...
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say, like, I chose them. Like...
Yeah, okay. And then, one more question. So, who accused you of being an animal abuser? Because not once did I ever...
No, that wasn't you. That was Sarah.
Okay.
because she was there when Chubby died, and she thought I had abused him even though I wasn't fucking living with him. She abused me and my family for abusing him just because he died at the age of 13, which I think is normal for corgis. He had cancer. All right, like, we don't fucking abuse that shit. Pissed me off so much. But then there was you with like the pedo accusations because
I never accused you of being a pedo.
oh my god, there was that. What was it? That it was like a TikTok comment saying like, "I like him young" or whatever.
I said you like them freshly 18. Is that a pedophile?
It's treading there.
No. I said, because you're so much older. You were, what, 6 years older than me? Five and a half?
I've
Five and a half?
always been 4 years older than you.
It's no.
Yes. You were 18. I was 22 when we met. Correct?
No. You
Yes.
were not.
Yes, I was. And you made fun of me on
When's
my...
your birthday? When's your birthday? What year? And that's the same year my sister was born, and my sister is 5 years older than me.
We are 4 years older than you. Anyway, it's so fucking minute. Anyway, like a 22-year-old dating an 18-year-old is
Not really minute.
out of the ordinary. And then there was the virgin thing. Like, why you you specifically told me you were not a virgin.
Don't even. You could so tell I
No,
was.
I thought you had
Yes, you
vaginismus.
Yeah, I think you're right. She's not really wrong because he does have an age type. I mean, in all these, I haven't seen him be with a girl his age except for, was it Haley that he went to high school with? But the rest of them are all literally just turned 18. Kind of insane. He changed his birthday? How does he change his birthday? Do you guys know what he changed his name to? I don't think it's called doxing. I don't care if he put his name. What was his name anyway? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's edited or literally he's typing, multitasking in the background, because how does he do that with such a monotone voice? Like, it would make you think he would be a little weird. Because there's times where he's typing and he's just talking so chill-like. For his age, he has, in my opinion, have had way too many exes, like one new GF every year. It suggests he's not seriously seeking a stable long-term relationship, or that he can't really hold one down. Yeah, for me, I think I've had 2 serious relationships, maybe 3. I've probably had 3 serious relationships, and one of them lasted like almost 6 years. So I'm kind of a noob. For him to be a lot younger than me and have 5 women and one of their boyfriends and a whole community of people coming out with allegations, that's kind of a crazy thing. It's okay, it's edited. The audio is available on a lot of the editing apps. Okay. They are hackers. Watch them hack me, get mad at me for doing commentary. I don't care.
I thought you had vaginismus.
No, you did not.
Yes, because
you
I was looking
never,
it up.
ever mention that.
No.
real? No.
Yes.
No.
Listen,
No.
the first time we had sex, we couldn't do it, and then I looked it up, like, why can't we have sex? And was like, oh, vaginismus, we'll have to get lube for this. And so we got lube.
What's vaginismus? I would normally look this one up, but I'm going to give you guys a pass rain check.
I thought you had already done it, because was telling me you...
Vaginismus. That sounds like some sort of vagina god. Vaginismus. That doesn't sound like a bad disease or something. Sounds like a name. Sounds like an alien.
Had already had sex. And then you always confirmed to me that, yeah, I'm not a virgin. I've had sex before. And it wasn't.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And then it wasn't until after I took your virginity that you were like, you took my virginity. I was like, what? I'm so sorry to bring this up. It's like, it's just, I want to know why.
Why record this? Good question.
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
I'm so sorry to bring this up. I just want to know why. Like,
why what?
Why bring up the virgin thing when you didn't tell me until after I took your virginity?
Because I just knew you knew.
I did not know.
What?
Literally.
Okay, whatever.
The only
I
person,
really genuinely thought you knew.
The only person who knew, I think, was you and your mom. And I would never talk to your mom about sex. Like, you were
Everyone knew. I never even kissed anyone.
See, I didn't know that either.
Okay, whatever.
So, yeah, why? Why bring that up? Are you just...
Because I hate you. And that's my truth. That's my honest truth.
And you hate me because I kissed you?
No. That's literally the least reason why I hate you.
Well, that's when you started hating me.
No, I hated you the entire time. But you kept convincing me to be a friend, and so I thought I liked you, but in reality, I didn't.
You mean the entire time after we broke up?
Even before then.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It is not
like
true.
Like the 3 months you neglected.
Yeah, I don't... Man. The link is in the description if you guys ever want to watch that again. Pretty weird stuff. Thinking he was streaking? I swear to God I can't talk, guys. He's stroking his own ego. Let's call that streaking. Stroking your own ego. It's a new verb. Little streagers. Why is this the first time... Why is this first time thing like a badge? So sacred. It's supposed to set one up for a purity contest. And he's getting it on record. I don't know. Really, I think it's good we're doing this because then we could move on and go on to... I can't wait to get to Sarah. What if we save Sarah for last and all of a sudden she comes out between now and when we talk about it so we can hear her? I think she's really crazy. Okay, let's watch this quick stream. This is in the description. This is just a call-in. There's this guy named Slug. I don't know him, but he was given credit on Twitter by MamaMax for helping him create videos. I don't know if they get along now or what, but he said, MamaMax His Ex came onto my stream and lied. Okay. Not clickbait. Usually when people come on my stream and do lying, well, especially if it's about true crime, I like clip it out or take it down. Not really though, because I make videos about people doxing each other. Alright.
Olivia? View channel. Connect. Use voice activity. Beep, 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 beep. Hi. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, so, yeah, you saw me a little bit edgy earlier.
What do you mean?
So,
Yeah, what the hell? Man, I think I should make a compilation video on people coming in hot. What kind of way is that to start an interview? So, you saw me a little edgy, huh? No. What a weirdo. Who's that guy in the top right? I thought that was Slug, but I guess this guy in the bottom right is the host.
I want to get your side of the story because...
Why?
Mainly because I'm a local journalist and a majority of what I do is online news surrounding online content creators.
Okay.
And
Wait, like it's so obvious that you're his fan. I mean, not his fan, his friend or fan, maybe either or.
you
And
want to
it's just
know
like,
something? I've never spoken to Max.
okay,
Never.
good.
And
You don't want to.
Can you elaborate why?
Because literally everyone that we've mutually have known that are no longer friends with him, they're literally like terrified of him. Like,
hello? Is your audio
hi?
okay? Yeah, sorry, you cut out
Yes,
there.
girl.
Yeah. So, can you elaborate on that?
No, I can't because those stories are not mine to tell.
Okay, can you elaborate on your story then?
I already have a million times. No one wants to listen to me.
Yeah, I'm wanting to listen to you now. I want to listen to you. Can you tell me what happened?
Oh. So why are you typing everything that I'm saying?
I'm actually not. I'm typing to my
Okay.
friends.
Okay, what are you saying?
Oh, I'm sending my friend Emmy on a meme of, let's see here. Here, I'll even.
Does she not know that she's live right now, or am I tripping? And why do we have this keyboard thing going on? It's a whole different video. What's wrong with these people?
Send it to you in the general chat here. It
Yeah,
is.
but you're literally gonna send memes while I'm like trying to tell you some horrible shit that happened to me, and you think I believe that you're taking me.
That is kind of fucked up. She's like, hold on a second. You really want me to tell you what I've been through and what happened to me, but you're busy sending some memes. I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch on to that. What a dick. Sending memes while she's trying to tell her story.
Seriously?
I do take you seriously. I have
Then why are you sending
ADHD. I
memes
have
to
to
your friend?
multitask.
No, that's okay.
I
Okay.
medically have to
He has
multitask.
ADHD. He said,
Yeah.
I have ADHD. No, when someone's open, if I were to for real open up to you like that, to some random guy, why would you like?
Like
be looking at
I
me
want
like,
I want to make sure that you are not interrupted while telling your side.
How is that an excuse for you sending meme? That she literally just... Man, some of these guys are idiots. A little bit. Ah. That would make sense because this guy Slug... So pretty much what I gathered by watching some of the other reaction videos is this guy Slug. People said he wasn't a good guy. And Max gave him credit on Twitter for helping him make videos. And then he retracted it, maybe because there's rumors about this Slug guy. I don't really know. But maybe they were edited by the same person. The clickety-clacker. Medically have to multitask? I mean, there's people who do have to do that. Maybe get a stress ball or something. Exactly. He literally just interrupted her, and then he brought up memes. He's saying, oh, I hope... It just doesn't make sense. Feel bad for these... Does she know it's a live stream? Because why did she call him in the first... Why would she give him the time of day?
okay, but you've
Yeah.
interrupted me every sentence that I've said, so I mean, I feel like you're not doing a good job.
I apologize. Can you please start from the beginning?
Beginning of what?
When did all of this situation between you and Max begin?
The moment we met.
Which was
November 1st, 2018.
so 2018, basically. What was it like when you first met him?
What do you mean?
Like, what was the feeling when you first met him?
I have to go. People are telling me I shouldn't talk to you, so I have to go.
Wait, why? I really do want to
No,
hear your
because
side.
you are. I think you are low-key his friend.
I don't
So-
talk to Max. How can I prove that to you?
You can't.
Like, I'm a nobody. Max has
Yeah, so is
how?
he.
Yeah. How?
No one
Ju-
knows him. And that's
Okay.
the funny part is this fucking Craig guy is like, oh, y'all are just trying to cancel him and get views. I'm like, get views on what? Like,
This Craig guy is the next video that we have to play. Creator had an interview with Max. It's funny how the script kind of, not the script, the tables are kind of turned now, huh? Because he was very cocky and condescending. He was like baby talking to her. And whenever he interrupted her, he was kind of talking down to her. Now, he's a nobody. He really wants to keep her on because that would be a nice piece of content. I don't know. In my opinion, discussing personal relation in public is a no-go for me because interpersonal relations isn't any of the general public concerns but personal, which begs the question why people do it. I was just talking to this recently and there's different perspectives on that. It's horrible that there's shitty people out there that'll use that information, they'll turn it against you, they'll make you seem like a bad person. And then there's the other side of it where it's so empowering to hear somebody that you can relate to that's been through the same struggles, and it's really shitty that people in this world will use that against people. All right, there's about 5 minutes left here, and then we're going to go ahead and play that last interview.
Max is a nobody. No one knows who he is.
Can you tell me who he is? Because I only heard about him like once.
Okay, I don't know what to say.
Like,
think
who
he
is
knows-
he as a person? Like,
He's
what is
probably
your
different for
experience?
everyone.
What's your experience?
It wasn't good, obviously, but no one's gonna believe me.
Well, I want to believe you. I want to hear your side of the story.
But why? What's the point? It doesn't even matter. Like, why
Because
do you
I
want to believe me?
because I'm also a victim of domestic abuse. I was raped when I was 16. I have PTSD
So
from
why
this
would
stuff.
you not believe me?
Well, I want to know that I can trust you because I am very worried if someone with this big of
you
a
should
platform
always
can do
believe-
this.
You should always believe a victim before anything. And Max used that phone call that we had. First, he gave me $350, which he doesn't want to fucking tell anyone.
Can you
No,
like
no, you're
like
gonna let me finish. You're gonna let me
Okay.
finish. You're gonna let me finish. He gave me $350 fucking dollars through Cash App for, in quotations, my dog. He says it wasn't for my dog. He did not give a fuck. Anyways, he gave it to me because I made that TikTok. I made those TikToks. And then that was recently. And then he calls me on the phone. He texted me all the time. And then he was like, I noticed that you didn't dox me to these random people DMing you on Instagram. And I just want to let you know that I'm so thankful I can trust you. I'll always love you. Ha ha ha, giggling and shit. And then he makes a fucking documentary on fucking everyone. Like, what a fucking loser.
Now, I'm believing you. I really am. Like, I genuinely am.
Okay.
So this is more for those fucking retards that don't believe you. Do you have like a screenshot that you can post? Because I believe you. I believe you 100%.
Screenshot of what? Of the money he sent me?
Like, is there like a receipt?
He sent it through Cash App.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I obviously have a screenshot of that.
Awesome.
I have to go though. People are telling me I have to go.
But why?
They don't trust you.
They can come here. I can make an invite, and they're more.
Yeah, she should probably go already then. I mean, man, why stay on there? He was one of the people that weren't believing her, from what I understood. Huh. I believe you, but do you have screenshots? Screenshot or it didn't happen. When you're talking about, I'd call him a celebrity. Imagine the resources he has that you can fake anything. Imagine all those 5 women too. They could get together. It's just the whole thing is just it's just blown out of proportion. That's right too. If it was only about that, he could have just had a private phone call. He could have not put out the receipts of him sending her $350 for the dog, allegedly for the dog. Kind of weird though that on that phone call before that we just listened to, she said that for $10,000 she would act like she didn't know him, and he like sent her money. There was screenshots in yesterday's video of their conversation where he was claiming she was extorting him, but she went through the messages and kind of explained that it wasn't. So dumb. It definitely looks like he's the one that's lying to her.
More than welcome to come here.
No, and they don't like that you said the R word.
Oh, then
And
I
that's
won't.
like-
Then I won't use it.
No, but it's the fact that you used it so casually.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I can-
myself am neurodivergent, so I have. It's that idea of like, I say it because I don't believe that it should be stigmatized. You know what I mean? Like, just because there are people that will use it as like an insult does not mean I can't use it as just a word for me, because I myself am neurodivergent. Like, I want to get to the bottom of this, so like I would much rather get rid of Max if he is out here being a fucking predator. You know what I mean?
Whoa. You're saying a whole lot.
Yeah. Like, if I want to hear your side of the story. Like, what did he do to you?
I already said everything he did to me. I don't understand why I have to keep repeating myself.
So
It's just so weird to me that this call even happened if they're not going to say anything. Why? So weird, guys. Don't even know what to say. Let's see what we had left here. Wow. I don't know if this Craig guy is good or bad. I don't even know. Okay, let me read this this thing in the description. Last week, I was introduced to yet another case of people abusing the kindness of people to believe victims, with multiple outrageous accusations directed at MamaMax. Okay, read enough. So this is defending him. What's the other one? There's 2 of them that are defending him, okay? So it's a little bit biased, but in each of these videos, MamaMax comes on and tells his side again of this story. I'm not sure which one to play. June 4th, 2022. Oh, it doesn't really matter. We'll play them both. All the links are in the description. If I miss anything today, you guys can just go through those if you want to watch anything more. Yeah, I really like the way that this creator did their videos. They have really good editing skills, I think. Their name is Steve. I don't know if I agree with their outlook on this situation because they're defending Max, but I do like the way they edit their videos. We'll play a little bit here. I don't know if we'll finish it. But yeah, this guy Craig Beckett that gets mentioned in the video is the one that we're going to watch after.
What are we waiting for? Let's bring them back home.
False accusations. It's something that shouldn't be viewed as just a random rumor or be praised on. It shouldn't. Especially when it comes to accusing someone of something so vile, so disgusting, and so unbelievably devastating, to the point where you can ruin someone's entire life and have everyone shun them as something that you personally know they are not. Females accusing innocent men. Hey, it's not even just women that does it, it's men too. I'm not misogynistic. I'm saying there are females out there that would do exactly that to ruin a person's life.
I made a mistake and I know I can't take it back.
And I'm talking about the people, female or men, who falsely accuse innocent individuals, either out of fear or love for attention. And most of the time, people falsely accuse other people of these disturbing things to gain attention, which sickens me. It utterly sickens me. It's ridiculous. It's just utterly ridiculous. Now, I'm sorry if I'm being ostentatious with my words today, but, you know.
What's ostentatious?
It's just something that needed to be talked about, and something needed to be said, you know. But anyway. Hi, my name is Steve, and welcome back to another video.
Watch out!
Part 1, the issue and the allegations.
There's an issue on Twitter. On April 14th of 2022, Twitter user @Zebra0 made an alarming Twitter thread accusing Max of being a bad person and all sorts of things. Anyway, I can honestly say that I was very overwhelmed. But anyway, the person...
Did one of you guys already say this in the comments? What if this is all a social experiment that Max made up? What if all of them are together and they did this for some weird publicity?
Provided screenshots from their friend's Instagram page @blog.polina or...
Yeah, that probably didn't happen though. Pretty bad stuff.
Just Polina.
She would have gone on to blame Max for a rainy day when the forecast said nothing but sunshine. From accusing him of stalking, harassing, doxing, abuse, infidelity. It was like she was assembling the affinity stones of shitty boyfriends. We got Lucy over here saying that Max was griefing her by sending packages to her house, that there are people with restraining orders against him, that there are multiple victims of his that have supposedly been raped also, that he lied about his age to manipulate her, and that he... I can't believe I'm gonna have to fucking say this. But Max made his channel dedicated to hunting down paedophiles in an attempt to master YouTube search engine to...
I don't think I could do this. I'm gonna have to fast forward to the interview that they had. Only because this is just going... It's super biased. And it's really... I can't pause it enough to bring up all the opposing views.
How are you doing, Max?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking.
Mike? Why are you scared to come up?
Let's begin.
Okay. I mean, it went exactly as expected, because this is not the first time this has happened. Lucy has been bothering me ever since I made a video on her, which was Life Sucks Depression. And just about every year, every time I break up with someone, or every time I blow up a little bit, they come back and like try again to make accusations, again with no proof. And it's basically the same thing every time. They try to make accusations, some people believe it, I have to respond. Sometimes I don't even respond, sometimes I just let it be, because people end up being like, well, they don't have evidence, what's the point of this? So, but I felt like it was necessary for me to respond this time, since there's like 4 or 5 of them now that when they're all together, now it looks bad. So now I want to respond. And the way Craig handled the video was fine. I mean, he was a little flamboyant with the believe all victims stuff. Personally, I do believe all victims, but
flamboyant. I swear to God, I could point out about 20 million things flamboyant about what we have witnessed in the last, 6 or 7 hours of watching this kind of stuff. Chopper, dude, good to see you. Hope you're having a really good day. Aye.
My exes aren't victims. They are abusers pretending to be victims.
My exes aren't victims. They are abusers pretending to be victims. Man, I don't even know what to think when they're all grouped up, because Paulina and Sarah, at least, we haven't looked enough about them, but they seem like really crazy. I don't know, guys.
And I don't even want to call them abusers. Like, I don't feel like I've been abused. The relationship was toxic, and the behaviors were what some people would describe as abusive, but I don't feel like an abuse victim. I just felt like it was a toxic relationship, like a lot of relationships, and I want to move on, and they don't want to move on. They won't leave me alone, and so the cycle continues. No, because I don't feel in danger. I have sent a cease and desist before to Olivia and to another ex who hasn't come out publicly, and then that didn't do anything. Cease and desists don't do anything. It just tells you, hey, stop. But it literally doesn't do anything. Like, and a restraining order is an arduous process that I don't want to hire a lawyer for. I just want
arduous?
I don't feel in danger or anything. I just want them to leave me alone. And I have called the cops before, but they basically said there's nothing we can do. So, as usual. And then if I were to send a cease and desist now, they would just use that as evidence. Like, oh, he's trying to silence us. I'm not trying to silence y'all. I just want y'all to leave me alone. Like, you can vent to your friends all you want, but when you take it public, that's when I have to defend myself.
Yeah, you have the right to do that.
Very rushed relationship. Like, we fall in love very hard, and then
Just like you said, very rushed. I mean, more along very fast. When he says very rushed, it almost seems as if he was the one being rushed. But
I want to move
we
in
know
with
it
them
wasn't
immediately
like that.
because they're in like a bad situation. And I want to help them out. And we move in together and things are fine for like a little while, but then you start.
Oh, wait a second. Damn, good catch. What? Why would you send a cease and desist order to somebody who hasn't even went public yet? He literally just said, it's one thing to vent about it to your friends, but when you go public, it's different. Why would you send a cease and desist to Crazy Sarah then? Huh? Doesn't make sense. We caught you.
To see the cracks, and not just in them, but in me too. Like, I can't handle all that pressure. Like, I stopped being a boyfriend and turned into a caretaker almost. And
a caretaker?
Yeah, I just couldn't handle it, so I break up with them.
I thought he slept all day and then locked himself in there and watched porn. And how is he a caretaker? I thought. The stories are so different from each other on either end. I just don't know.
And then, you know, next thing you know, they call me abusive after I break up with them. And yeah, I don't want to like blame it. Oh, they're all mentally ill or whatever. I just think, I don't know. I don't know why they do it. I know why Lucy does it because I made a video about her and she's salty. But as for the other like 3 or 4, I don't know. I thought like, yeah, I thought Polly and I were on good terms. I thought Olivia and I were on good terms. But yeah, just, I don't know, when they see someone, oh, he raped me, then they're like, oh my God, that gives credibility to the accusations I was making about him. Yeah, he raped me.
We're here. I will do my job and continue to haunt these.
What the hell was that? Man. I gotta be honest though, I like that editing. I like to do stuff like that, but I also like the intro, how Steve is talking about the false allegations made from women to men and how women do this too, but I don't think this is one of those cases. It's just starting to look worse and worse for Max as time goes on. But that's not to say that Sarah or Pauline or whatever aren't crazy. And the one girl that broke up with him, but now he's saying that he broke up with her. There's so much contradicting things. Huh. So Steve made 2 last sections. One, how this situation annoys me, and then his closing thoughts. And then there's messages, I guess, which is supposed to be receipts at the end, of course. You don't expect all these receipts in big-time YouTubers' videos like Nick Crowley or Nexpo. They're not going to do this type of stuff. Pretty interesting that Max even goes that far. I forgot to bring up his Twitter yesterday, too. He made some interesting videos on Twitter that aren't on YouTube. I think the most recent stuff. Okay, let's continue.
The situation has utterly annoyed me. And here's why. The girls that are falsely accusing Max don't know how to even defend themselves without them constantly persuading people to believe them and without them changing their story because, like,
one thing I'll point out right from the get-go is he's addressing these women generally, which is a mistake I made sure not to make. If there's 5 women making allegations, you can't address them as a whole, other than just saying the fact that they're grouping up, because they're all so different. I'll just keep playing it, though.
every time, like, you know, for example, Lucy with Max's age and about how, you know, grooming Lucy, right? She keeps on changing the ages, so she can't keep her story up. So, yeah, but Even though I said this multiple times, they have zero evidence. Now, why did I say this? Because there is none. There is no evidence. There's nothing to talk about. They are obviously accusing him without evidence, and it just shows. If you're going to accuse someone of domestic abuse, sexual assault, rape, pedophilia, or whatever, you need evidence to prove that Max has done these things. You need that evidence file to be ready. You need to have that evidence file locked and loaded before you dare come to us and say these things. You cannot just accuse an innocent man of rape, sexual assault, pedophilia, and, grooming without evidence. People are obviously going to ask for proof. But then again, there are some people that actually...
So, as far as rape, no evidence. As far as pedophilia, no evidence. As far as grooming, I think we saw a few cases of that at least. I think we'll probably see more. There was obviously some grooming. I really didn't like that stuff with the younger brother, the texting. Also, Haley's story, probably the longest because they were best friends, grew up. It's just really bad. What else was there? I don't know. I'm just saying there was evidence of a lot of the stuff they're saying, but they're also so over embellishing this, victim blaming.
Don't need evidence to believe someone because they will obviously believe them. Now, as Max said in the interview, he believes all victims. I believe all victims too. But the thing is, though, they aren't victims, as he said. There are abusers trying to make themselves be like victims, but they're failing poorly at being victims because they...
And that's an oxymoron. That is a contradiction. You can't say, we do believe all victims, but they're not victims. That's not how it works. That's why it's so hard to cover these things. You can't decide if somebody's a victim or not, because that's what believing all victims is. It's believing everybody who says I'm a victim. I'm not sure if they got this mixed up or what, but
they are not the victims. Max is clearly the victim, while, Olivia, Lucy, and Paulina are obviously the predator. But the thing is that they don't know what they're doing. And it sucks to see that they're just doing this, thriving off of this, yet they have no idea what they're doing. And what they are actually doing, it seems to be working because there are actually people out there believing them and going against Max and targeting Max for doing all these things. And it just sucks. It just sucks to see that, really. And I don't know. Actually, hold on. Let's go to the drive again and let's call out some things that really does irritate me.
What drive? Not Lucy's Google Drive.
The amount of fakeness this girl has is astronomically unreal. So in the Paulina folder, in the evidence Google Drive, and within that, there's another folder named Corpse Husband. There are two screenshots that I want to call out. Why are you going to talk about somebody that you hate, but then you're going to go apologize to Corpse? That does...
See what I mean? Do you guys see what I mean by the receipts that don't mean shit? They're showing us receipts that she talked about Corpse Husband, but then she didn't like him, but then she apologized to him. That's so stupid. So stupid. So dramatic. I think most of these people are maybe not, not mature enough for a relationship. Probably all of them. We just have one more video left. Try to make it through. It seems a little bit longer, so from 31 to 1 hour and 15. So probably like a 45-minute interview between MamaMax and this crazy guy in the Hawaiian t-shirt that we saw a little bit of already. Craig Beckett. Should be an interesting one. After this, we'll get out of here. So we got got a little bit of time left here. I'm starting it about halfway through. I just don't like these videos. They're overly defending Max. There's 3 testimonies here. It looks like it's given by the same man. I don't know. Maybe he's going over each of them. And he has a section called How Not to Cover This. You know, giving somebody like me an instruction, probably. Yeah, let's see what they're going to talk about.
Was at my girlfriend's place, and so I didn't have all the recording stuff that I have here. So everything was Jerry Riggs last minute to try and make it just about work, in all honesty. So if you watch this and you feel like it's been edited in a way to help the narrative go a certain way that perhaps the raw footage wouldn't have been able to do, I'm going to be providing the raw interview in the Google Docs down below with everything else. So if you want to see it in all of its raw, dirty form, it's right there for you. Nothing's going to be hidden here. And with that out of the way, let's get into the interview, shall we? And we are here in the court of #BelieveAllVictims, where we have the wonderful, soft, sweet voice that is MamaMax. Thank you very much.
That's a good idea. 1.25 speed. Yeah, so here it is. Remember, this is... Shit, I didn't get the date here. Why doesn't it show up on my screen? I was going to tell you guys what date this was.
Very much for giving me your time again, mate.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to an exclusive MamaMax cancellation video. Thank you so much for having me, Craig.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm going to try and put your feet to the fire on this one, and basically I want to break down everything that I found on the accusations put against you and see what we find from it.
All right, great. Do you want to analyze my micro expressions so that way you can determine if I'm lying or not?
What I'll do is I'll do what everyone else does, and I'll do it retroactively, and I'll sort of like reference it with everyone else's videos, and then pretend that I have any kind of clue what the fuck I'm talking about.
Great.
And then play it off afterwards.
Don't forget the outright lies as well, Craig. That's
Oh,
something
yeah,
you
of course.
actually even say. Yeah,
Yes.
don't forget that.
Yeah, I'll just start inserting things that you state and twist your words in any way that I can in order to have a whole load of #MeToos out by the end of the week.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Craig. It means a lot.
Jesus
Right, we'll start with Olivia
Christ.
then. So the first thing she sort of brings up is that supposedly she broke up with you and kicked you out of her house.
What a red flag.
Did this happen?
We mutually broke up and I moved out of the house.
Okay, right. Did her mum threaten to call the police on you because you were harassing her at her place in like the twilight hours?
No, I called the police on her because she was harassing me online.
Did you threaten suicide if she didn't get back with you when everything went down?
I don't think so. I sure hope not. Honestly, I don't remember, but that's a stumper. I actually don't remember. But
you could have passed it off potentially like in a sort of like a hysterical act and like hinted at it, or just sort of had word salads, or is there anything that she could have insinuated as you sort of put in on that kind of threatening kind of language?
Yep, that's what it looks like to me too. So far, it seems like everyone has tried to pick apart the women's stories, but nobody is pointing out the inconsistencies in his. And if you type in MamaMax filter for this month, all the videos are defending him except for that one by Magnetar. I think they're... If I had to pick a side at this point, it would be with the women, because I've heard enough. I just have also heard enough. Like, I'm like, I wouldn't even want to get involved with them if I could, but these people are crazy. Maybe, what's his name? Anthony and Haley. Those people seem like they might have their heads on their shoulders, right? That's right. Yep, trying to remember her name. Thanks, Lotus.
Language.
no, I don't remember doing that at all. But
Okay.
I
Fair
guess her
enough.
word against mine, whatever.
The other one she brings up, she starts talking about saying that you blamed her for the death of your unborn children.
That is true.
You did say you said that.
Yes, because it's a breakup, of course. It's going to be toxic, and
Yeah.
she's said shit just as bad. I'm not going to violate her personal shit, but it was a bad breakup. We both said things that we regret. I'm sure she won't take responsibility for it, but
So that's one of the things that you can say that did happen. Was it? If you don't mind me prying a little bit, was it a deliberate thing, or was it an accident, or
it was just like we were both crying and things weren't.
That's another thing too that you point out. He does not remember if he threatened with suicide. That's something that I definitely would remember. And if not, I would say, oh, I was drinking a lot, so I don't remember. He didn't say any of that. They just say they don't remember. I don't know how Unless it's, well, if it was a repeated behavior that happened a lot in history, it might be hard to remember, but I don't know. Just saying. It's happened before. And now you don't remember.
And I'm like, you killed our unborn children.
It was just a sort of spur of the moment whilst in an argument. You didn't
Yeah,
sort
I
of
mean,
like
'cause
message her after the fact being like you're a murderer or anything like that. Like,
No, yeah, it wasn't that to that degree. It was more of just like we were both crying and upset, and I was just like, I was like, look what you've done, sort of attitude. It was dumb, but whatever.
I think we've all pretty much done that at this point. So no, fair enough. But what? I can't believe I have to ask this. Are you a narcissist?
I'm not diagnosed.
Fair enough then. That was an easy enough question.
I'm sure all my exes will accuse me of that, but
I don't know if that's another one that I would have answered differently. I've always openly said there's something with me, but I would not call myself a narcissist. I'd say more than I'm not diagnosed.
I feel like most exes will accuse exes of being narcissistic.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that like a default
Yeah,
thing?
now
you
he's
say to
saying he
people?
didn't do it,
that's a
even though he already
It's that and then
admitted
your
to
dick's
it.
small.
It's a
Did
lot.
she cheat
huh?
on you, or did the guy that she talks about having sex with, was that on a break?
that was a bit complex because she was talking to the guy while we were together, and then it was like 4 days after we broke up, they had sex. So you tell me if
I will tell you, that's not your business at that point.
that's cheating. I don't know.
In my opinion, that's morally grey. I'd say that's a very
I agree.
grey area on that one. Who is Boy Profligate?
What do you
Because
mean
she brings up
grey?
certain
Morally
screenshots very
grey?
quickly, saying that it's one of your friends being like, "You're so right about him. He's such a piece of shit." All this sort of stuff. But she cropped it so badly that she left his fucking at still in the goddamn screenshot.
Oh, lovely. Boy Profligate. That is an ex-friend of mine who I visited to help him with his mental illness stuff. And then he assaulted me at Kings Island. And then I called the cops on him and he got arrested for growing weed at his house, which I don't give a shit, but he assaulted me. So fuck him.
Yeah.
Damn. See, imagine how different that guy's side of the story would be. Max describes him as some guy who he helped out with his mental problems. You know, he was the good guy. He helped him out. And then all of a sudden they got in a fight and he called the cops on him for assault, but then he just got arrested for growing weed. What is that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Morph. See, I think this is one of those cases of enabling. When you have a guy like this, Craig Beckett, who is that other guy, Slug? I get like that every once in a while, I'll admit it. When I have a guest on or something, I'll become too agreeable or not ask good questions, but they're totally kind of enabling him. I don't know. I mean, obviously enabling him. Anyway.
So he's not exactly a stable person to be passing judgment on other people if he's going around being a bit spicy.
Correct. I wish
enough.
no ill will towards him. I'm sure he hates me, but I understand that he is just a dude struggling with his life and I guess was taking it out on me. I think citing him as a credible source.
All right, I think the big accusation she put in is that did you trespass into her house, lock her in a room and begin screaming, "Why do you do this to me?" and supposedly ripping her necklaces and stuff off the walls? And
Dude, that's something that we just talked about. Let's see what his answer is, because you see the surprised dumb look on his face. He's about to deny it, right? Remember in that phone call, he admitted it? Here's another one, I bet.
No.
No.
There was a freak out moment where I grabbed my camera, like a USB camera, like a webcam. I grabbed my camera and I threw it at the wall.
She elaborates further on the same instance, saying that during this time, you then got the webcam and threw it at her.
No, I threw it at the wall away from her.
And still, I'd like to hear him admit, because when Olivia talked to him, he admitted to it. Like, did he throw the camera at the wall after he closed the door behind him and kind of made her scared, isolated in the room? Like, it's kind of messed up.
Because I was angry. And it's a webcam I bought, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a moment of passion. and that did happen. But
Passion.
locking her
That's
in the room didn't
rage.
happen. Grabbing her necklaces off
What do you mean,
the walls. Is
passion?
that what she said?
I think it's the walls or off of her, but she referenced ripping off necklaces. But she also referenced that you waited until the rest of the people in her house, her family, were away at work or whatever, and she was home alone, and you invaded when she was on her own.
Nope.
And, like, locked her in
Nope.
the room,
Anytime I visited her, it was when she invited me over. I never went on my own volition. I would show it if I still had the text messages. She might still have them. If she wants to release the receipts, then please do, because I knew I was always like the one like responding to her invitations.
Right. Okay. So it was you were always welcomed. Then you never trespassed. You never broke entry, and then you said
Come on. She was always welcoming, and he responded to her invitations. He asked her brother to lie for him so he could have an excuse to go over there when she didn't know. This is a bunch of lies. Bunch of lies. Alright, guys, I'll play about 5 more minutes, and then we're going to get out of here. Looks like all we're going to get is some bros, you know. They're having a bromance on here, not really admitting to anything.
certainly didn't lock her in the goddamn room and start screaming, ripping jewelry, and throwing cameras at her.
Correct.
Did you? Did you tell her that you were on Tinder and I quote fucking all these bitches?
No, well,
after you broke up.
After we broke up, she was asking me if I was seeing anyone, and I told her I was on Tinder. I didn't say fucking all these bitches, but I did tell her I was on Tinder talking to people.
Right, okay, because that was one of her heavy accusations that you were doing that in order to make her jealous. And her actual quote was effing all these B words, but you know, TikTok, I can't stand that sort of terminology. So you suppose that you'd said that to her in order to make her feel jealous about, like, well, breaking up with her.
I was only answering her question. I only told her that I was talking to other people on Tinder because she asked, because we were on good terms after we broke up and we're talking about getting back together.
Yeah.
Which goes into all this stuff with like her, like saying I was holding her hands and shit. That was her doing it with me. Like she's painting it like I'm the creep, but it was very mutual at the time.
I mean, probably the biggest accusation of the ones that I saw on her TikTok videos. Did you coerce her into going to the movies and trying to force yourself onto her in a date-like scenario, even though supposedly she declared that it wasn't a date, it was a completely platonic going to watch movies alone with your ex? But like, did you try and force yourself? Did you try and force yourself onto her?
No, I did not try and force myself onto her. It was kind of like a, let's see where things are kind of date. Like she can make it sound as platonic as she wanted, but we went to the movies together. I didn't demand her. I didn't force her. She wanted to go see the shitty ass movie. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. And then, you know, like the stuff where it's like holding her hand, forcing my hand on hers. Not true. There was shit like her putting her legs on mine and then me offering my hand. Sometimes she'd decline. Sometimes she'd be like, let's see where this goes. See how I feel about it.
Not the words in your mouth. She was playing the game.
Correct.
She was playing the game as much, as you were at the time. Like,
correct.
Right, okay. I think that was all of the questions I saw in her.
Okay. I did as much as I could. So weird. This situation. I think we could chalk it down with Olivia's situation. Maybe we'll do another with the rest. I don't know if Sarah's ever going to come out. I think it's really funny that I'm like over here, I know the situation and I'm addressing them by name. I feel like such a drama queen myself. Isn't it kind of interesting though? It's almost like a reality TV show or something, but people are like doxing each other and calling each other rapists. Man, at least we can like give commentary on like, what do you call it? Like mental health and take notes. Really crazy stuff. Okay, let me find a daily reflection here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a really funny one. We're going to do a show about Ernie Shell. Quite the maniac. Okay. Facing ourselves. And fear says, you dare not look. How often I avoided a task in my drinking days just because it appeared so large. Is it any wonder, even if I have been sober for some time, that I will act the same way when faced with what appears to be a monumental job, such as searching and such as searching and fearless moral inventory of myself. What I discover after I've arrived at the other side, when my inventory is completed, is the illusion was greater than the reality. The fear of facing myself kept me at a standstill, and until I became willing to put the pencil to paper, I was arresting my growth based on an intangible. Well, I slipped my words a little bit, but I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you again for coming. Please subscribe to my second channel. It should be right there in the description. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys later.